y'all, cause we're gonna see the most hip hop most expensive songs. And yes, let's jump in. I might be eating this entire video, so yeah.
Thing rappers love more than making hits is flexing how much money they have. But have you ever stopped to wonder, how much does it actually cost to make a hit song?
Man,
And
you
then
need
to
to
take it a step
grind.
further, can you pay your way to a #1 hit?
So you could pay for a #1.
Oh yeah. What?
What
For
does
sure.
the #1 cost? I mean, that's crazy to even think about that.
Hit songs are not cheap. From sample clearances that can cost more than a new mansion, to
God damn.
superstar feature verses that instantly multiply your price tag.
What's your feature price right now?
Like 300.
300.
I want you to do a feature on my
Twin.
album. Like, how much would I have to pay you? What do you charge for a feature?
If I don't know you, I ain't gonna lie, I gotta go 350.
As well as, of course, we can't forget music videos, which can easily crack $1 million on their own. These are the most expensive rap songs in history. One look at Sicko Mode on streaming services, and you might guess that it's solely a
2018.
Travis Scott song. However, you
Nah.
would be totally wrong. As, like a lot of songs on our list, it literally took a village to record Sicko Mode. And not a cheap one either. The song's creation began with one of Travis's go-to songwriters, Sci-Hi the Prince, who is also famous for writing past hits for Kanye, as we can hear his voice on this leaked reference for Sicko Mode.
T.O. Viper.
That was my role with Trav. It's almost like
Bro, I'm
the
supposed to
same
know
role I
that.
have with Ye. Because you got to think, man, these guys have 20, 30 different business ventures. So they don't have really the time, multi-millionaire and 100 million. They got stuff to do.
But that doesn't mean he worked for free. Meanwhile, on the production side of things though, 6 big-name producers are credited on Sicko Mode, including Hit Boy, Tay Keith, and the legendary Mike Dean. Plus, as we can see, there are literally 30 credited songwriters on the first #1 hit of Travis Scott's career.
Nigga, goddamn.
However, most of them are thanks to the samples. Sicko Mode is famous for its 3 beat switches over the 5-minute song, but as a result of its unique structure, also comes a long line of trickle-down samples. From Travis's interpolation of Uncle Luke to then a sample of late Houston rapper Big Hawk on the hook, with Travis tweeting his appreciation for Big Hawk's family for clearing, as well as we can't forget, this Biggie Smalls ad-lib.
Way too big when we pull up, give me the loot.
Now, depending on ownership and the
Give me the
specific
loot.
person, the cost of clearing a sample can easily run you 6 figures. But despite appearing to only sample Biggie's 1994 song by the same name, due to Biggie's song itself having a sample, Sicko Mode's payroll runs even deeper.
Travis Scott sampled Biggie on Sicko Mode, so it trickles down. So Sicko Mode, I think, is like at $1 billion. Like,
Bro, imagine he does like he announced Sicko Mode 2. Now, if he does that, bro, that would be crazy. I'm telling you. Sicko Mode 2.
Cost some artists their entire life savings.
Ooh, checks over stripes.
Bro, I remember this scene, bro.
Oh yeah, he went stupid.
All things considered, Sicko Mode had to be insanely expensive. But did it pay off? Well, seeing as the music video sits at over 1 billion views,
1
and the
billion?
song is 15 times platinum, I think it was worth every penny. But speaking of Drake, his biggest bangers have also come at ridiculous prices. Possibly none more expensive than Nice for What. Produced by Murda Beats back in 2018, during the unstoppable run he was on, prior to disappearing, despite calling it, quote, one of his favorite beats ever, there's no way that beat was easy to clear. Nor was it cheap.
It didn't take that long. And then like when I was making the beat, he was writing, and then he recorded it, and then like he had like most of it done, and then we're like, yeah, this one's about to be big. I knew it.
That's fire, bro.
Knew it.
But there was just
Bro,
one problem.
you can be anything in life, bro. You want to become an artist, become an artist. If you want to become like a YouTuber streamer, become a YouTuber streamer. If you want to become an actor, become an actor. Like, bro, it's crazy. I'm telling you.
The centerpiece for Drake and Murda's now 9-time platinum smash is a
Nice
sample
for
of
what?
Lauryn Hill's
White.
1998 song, X Factor, off of The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Which, as we know over the years, Lauryn Hill is notorious for declining sample requests and rarely ever clears anything of her music. However, yet, somehow, she would make an exception as Drake managed to secure her blessing. The most likely scenario is that Drake's team just wrote them massive checks for this clearance deal,
God damn.
but after first being previewed by Lauryn Hill's son on Snapchat, following the release of Nice for What in 2018, Drake's team and Murda Beats not only had to split royalties with Lauryn Hill's estate, but considering that X Factor contains a sample of an old Wu-Tang track, plus another 1975 tune, there are actually over 15 credited writers who receive splits on Nice for What. So, with all of this being said, unfortunately this makes it nearly impossible to come up with an exact total on Nice for What's price, or how much Lauryn Hill made from her sample. However, for Lauren, it may have honestly not even been about the money, but rather the peace and healing that this collab brought her. But speaking of healing though, all of this talk about money has me feeling a little stressed. Whack is easy, the entire process of clearing samples is often the total opposite. And although money is not an issue for these mega superstars such as Jay-Z, what happens if they skip this crucial step? They used it without asking, says Kurt Cobain's wife Courtney Love of Jay-Z's 2013 hit, Holy Grail. Besides a vocal feature from legendary pop star Justin Timberlake, plus A-list producers Timbaland and Jerome J. Rock on the beat, as well as additional help from Pharrell, Rick Rubin, and Swiss Beats.
Oh, I think we blew speaker.
But I beat.
Boom, boom, boom. That ain't supposed to work. Not against these lush sounds and this live instrumentation.
I was watching one of your beat club videos. You were saying you getting 50K, 100K for beats. Like,
No, I should get like 300, 500.
305?
Prior to his recent viral backlash after announcing plans to launch a new AI-generated artist,
Oh,
Timbaland claimed that
Ninja AI, bro. Yo, if I heard someone like making an AI, I swear you can be in your room. You made your voice, have an AI generate just singing your. Bro, hell no, bro.
It's before he,
Changed his
is also
name.
one of the best to ever use samples. As it turns out, though, Kanye West has failed to clear numerous iconic samples. Over the course of his career, federal court records show that Kanye has been sued at least 14 times over claims of unlicensed sampling, with 9 of those cases coming since 2019 alone. And while of course these lawsuits and uncleared samples only increase his music's total costs, this hasn't always been the case.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the old
A
Kanye.
dope ass beat. You know, you could put it with.
A which beat?
A dope ass beat.
I know what that is.
That's like a really good track.
Okay.
Damn. Damn.
Believe it or not, there was once a time when Kanye West was somewhat normal, and actually cleared his songs like you're supposed to. But along with his My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy being one of the most expensive albums.
Good morning, ooh, not the graduation album, bro. I like that, bro. My damn.
Ever, but also due to its huge name features throughout, such as literally 14 renowned artists including Drake, Alicia Keys, Elton John, Rihanna, and John Legend,
to
with
make an
vocals on
album
all of the
6 that
lights.
long?
But yet, even before this album though, of course we can't forget about Stronger, no doubt one of the most expensive rap songs of all time. Centered around its earworm Daft Punk sample that could not have been cheap to license, who, by the way, the duo was properly credited as co-writers on this #1 hit. But recording costs alone, though, for this track had to be insane. And as for Kanye's driving motivation,
You know, when I made Stronger, I did it to compete with Timbaland and Justin Timberlake because my fiance at that time liked Justin Timberlake just a little bit too much. And then we have the song out. It's #1 on Apple. It's blowing up. I play it in a club and it sounds muddy. It doesn't sound the way Sexy Back sounded in the club. So I go to Pharrell Williams to do the drums and it doesn't, it sounds like a different record. I know it can't be a different record because I'm like, I'm going to swap it out on radio, right? Then I go to Swiss Beats. It sounds like a different record.
insisting that this song was going to be perfect and not settling for anything less. Recording for Stronger was a very lengthy process, taking place in 3 studios between Tokyo, New York, and Hollywood, as Kanye worked with more than 8 audio engineers and 11 mix engineers, exploring over 75 versions of the track, before then taking it to Timbaland to finalize the drums.
I go to Timbaland, the person who did Sexy Back, and he did it in 5 minutes, and then spent the rest of the hour talking about how nobody could have done it except for him.
Undertones to make it pop. So it's cool like that. Yeah, I think so.
Serving as the single for his 3rd album, Graduation, Stronger remains one of the most streamed songs ever of Kanye's career, currently certified 11 times platinum. So it's safe to say his hard work and money paid off. But although technically not part of a song's actual recording cost, we cannot overlook the power of a great music video, as when properly paired and executed, visuals can take a song to a whole nother level. However, with that being said, music video...
The 2000s, bro, it's like the CGI is way better than now, because I'm sorry, the CGI now, I mean, I like it, but bro, the 2000...
Few extra million. Filmed over
And
9
you-
days in Japan, when the music video
He
for
wasn't in
Stronger finally
Japan?
released in 2009,
Yeah, I was
this was the
1 year
final
old.
piece to becoming a timeless hit. Combined with the direction by the legendary Hype Williams, also came tons of post-production and visual effects handled by a big team at Rhino
2009?
FX. And especially back in 2009, with the cost of VFX, this made Stronger one of the most expensive music videos ever filmed. However, while no rap songs are yet to reach Michael and Janet Jackson's music video for Scream, which currently holds the record for most expensive video ever at $7 million, which would today be around $14 million, a few rappers, though, have come pretty close.
Who's it? Wait.
This was the biggest flex in the history of music, reads the top comment on the Carter's music video for Apeshit. Producer, so what's the set gonna be? Beyonce, I'll take the Louvre. As one of the world's most famous museums, home to paintings
some
such as
reason,
the
this
Mona
got
Lisa,
steep.
in 2018, Jay-Z and Beyonce decided to rent out the entire Louvre for their new music video.
You know, the couple poses in front of the masterpiece, you can still see the protective barricade in place. Fame will only get you so close to the Mona Lisa. Look, but don't touch.
They don't even list a price for this anywhere, so you can guarantee it wasn't cheap. Nor was MC Hammer's music video for Too Legit to Quit. Released back in 1991, at almost 15 minutes in length, and featuring one of the most impressive rosters of celebrity and athlete cameos, such as Eazy-E, Queen Latifah, Jerry
Damn.
Rice, Wayne Gretzky, and Roger Clemens to name a few, the total budget for this video alone was set to come in around $3.5
My
million,
God.
which would be about $6 million adjusted today. But it doesn't stop there. With over 1.6 billion views, against that
6
billion with a B,
billion?
as you can read, the music video for the biggest hit of Drake's career, God's Plan, tells us that, quote, the production or effects on this one. Where did the money go, you ask? Well, instead, the God's Plan music video shows Drake handing out wads of cash and tuition giveaways to Miami residents and
Yeah, I remember
students.
this.
And with this time, no expensive sample to
I
clear,
remember this
like
video.
Nice for What, Drake's decision to instead give away money in the music video would only help the song go super viral. Just like the music video for Anaconda. As the first rap music video ever by a solo female to ever cross 1 billion views, when Nicki Minaj released her
Yeah, I
new
remember
single
this video
Anaconda
too.
back in 2014, the internet was set on
2014
fire.
was a crazy
However,
year.
besides the music video's movie-like production and provocative dance scenes, the song itself definitely wasn't cheap, with an intro and hook heavily sampling Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot, who, as he tells it,
How much money has Baby Got Back got made in the time that it's been out? Tens of millions?
Baby Got Back's made a lot of money, bro.
Nicki Minaj just dropped her single, Anaconda.
Yeah.
It sampled your song.
And that's good stuff. That's what I like, man. Use it. Because that teaser of the video, I was like, damn. I think I watched it like 18 times already.
okay, after watching Nicki Minaj's Anaconda 37 times,
37?
I have one word to sum up my feelings.
Hey,
Damn.
relax, bro. Dirty time. Like,
Sir Mix-a-Lot tweeted in 2014, being another track that was worked on relentlessly until perfection, allegedly going through 27 different versions. Anaconda's price tag had to be unreal. But considering how much Nicki charges for a feature, she could easily pay it. Nicki Minaj has gone on record stating that she charges a standard fee of $500,000 for a feature verse to established artists. But what if I told you that that's not even rap's most expensive feature? Now, as it is with any creative work, rappers and their teams have the right to charge however much money they want. There is no set price. But although some features definitely have a lot better return on investment than others, over the years we have heard all types of different prices thrown around.
What was Polo G's feature price?
Lowest or highest?
I gotta go highest, man.
Probably like 250,000.
God
250,000.
250,000.
What's your
is
feature
great.
price right now?
Like 300.
Do you 350?
How much
Oh,
would it
shit.
cost to get on the verse with Snoop Dogg right now? About 250,000.
250?
Yeah.
So if somebody gives you 250,000, that means that you'll
You
jump
get about
on.
16 bars, and when it's time to do the video, I need to get another 250 about it.
Damn.
What's the most for a feature you ever got on a feature?
Dua Lipa, it's on the internet, so I'm gonna say it. It was
Yeah, I got it.
350K. Just pretty lit.
I think it was 3 even. It was at least 3 though. It was 3. It might have been 350.
Now, these prices for a verse obviously go up and down depending on how hot an artist is at the given time. Like, for example, I highly doubt that DaBaby is still charging $300K for a
Yeah, I
feature in
could've sworn he did
2025. However, with that being said, recruiting a mainstream rapper for your song quickly runs up your price tag. According to his former manager, Dave Free, Kendrick Lamar's feature price was $400,000 back in 2015. And here, 10 years later, and millions of more records sold, I'll let you take a guess on how much that's increased. But while you will sometimes hear stories stories of rappers giving out verses for free or at large discounts if they like your music or just want to help you. Simple math, though, would tell us that songs featuring the biggest rappers in the world would put them up there with the most expensive ever recorded, such as Forever.
When I heard Eminem's verse on the Drake shit, I went back and rewrote my shit for 2 days. I canceled appointments to rewrite.
Featuring verses from 4 of rap's biggest icons either in or just about to enter their primes, Kanye, Drake, Eminem, and Lil Wayne, this track is a classic for a reason. 4 or 5 seconds, a single by Kanye and Rihanna, plus the most successful music artist of all time, Paul McCartney, also had to be painfully pricey. Same with one of the most unexpected collabs of the past decade, Don't Matter to Me by Drake.
Wait, hey, Michael Jackson?
So Michael Jackson. He is the greatest entertainer of all time and did things that I can't even comprehend.
I don't even want to know how much Drake forked over for that Michael Jackson feature. The top comment reads, placed as track 22 on his 5th album Scorpion, Don't Matter to Me includes a feature from the late legend Michael Jackson. Much to MJ's nephew's disappointment, who made headlines for claiming Drake was wrong for using it, as the first Michael Jackson release to contain unheard vocals from his sacred vault since 2014. Right up there with Nice for What, this may honestly be Drake's most expensive song to date. At the end of the day, when you
if a rapper does a collab like Michael Jackson, like if you grab old songs, but I mean,
and everyone involved, from artists, writers, and producers, to then samples, guest features, promotion, and million-dollar music videos that look more like movies, the cost of a hit song adds up extremely fast. However, with that being said, are these major labels then able to pay their way to a #1 hit? Technically, yes. If you had millions to blow, especially on marketing, in today's industry you could pay your way to a #1 record. But here's the truth. Dumping millions of dollars into a song does not guarantee its long-term success.
W video by I gotta go, bro.